What's up, everybody? How we doing? Going to get started here with Miss Veronica Burton. As previously from this morning, just please use the raise your hand function. We'll try to get to everybody working in about 15-minute increments here. So, Peter, go ahead. V, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Hey Veronica, now you've had a couple days to reflect, what are your overall thoughts on what you accomplished this year and whether you met your goals?
Yeah, I think definitely from a broader perspective and just as a team, I would say I think we accomplished a lot. Obviously, we kind of set some records, made some history. I think just kind of the way we grew and evolved over the course of the season and where we ended up. I mean, it's definitely a huge accomplishment just to be able to play and compete for a championship and play in the semifinals. Obviously, not really the result that we wanted, but something that we can definitely grow on. And from an individual standpoint, I think I definitely did grow in some major key areas, and I think I learned a lot just being able to kind of get another year under my belt in this league. And I'm definitely grateful for all the opportunities that I had this season, and I think I'm just really excited to continue to grow in this off season.
What were those major key areas?
I would say just from a point guard perspective, I think just being confident and comfortable with the ball, being able to kind of take care of it uh, at a higher rate. I think last year, just with the pace of the game, it's kind of easy to kind of turn the ball over, get caught up in that. But I think definitely from a turnover and assist standpoint, I think that's something that I really wanted to key in on and just being able to handle ball pressure. I think in terms of just offensive standpoint, I definitely want to continue to improve just in terms of statistics, shooting percentages. I think that's something that I needed to improve on last year. And I think that's kind of a goal of mine heading into next year as well as just continuing to grow in that area and just being aggressive on a consistent rate.
Speaking of looking forward to next year, what are your off-season plans? What are your goals and stuff you're hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, I'm heading out to Israel to play overseas there in Holon. And I think just being able to as I said, increase my offensive usage and percentage. I think I do a really good job of, from an IQ standpoint, and kind of feeding my teammates the ball. But I think in Israel, I'll kind of just have the ball in my hands more, being more of an offensive threat, and just kind of being able to create and just put myself in a position to be aggressive night in and night out because I think my role will kind of be bigger over there. And so that's what I'm just looking to continue to strengthen.
What was the thought process behind going overseas this year after staying home last year?
Yeah. I would say last year I just kind of wanted that mental break just from going into college right into the W. It's a lot and it's taxing on the body, but also mentally. And so I think just being able to be with my family. And I also just kind of wanted the opportunity to uh, experience my first year and then train rather than just continuing playing. But I think this year, now that I kind of have 2 years under my belt, I know what to expect from the league. I kind of know how teams are playing me, how teams defend, and how just my game translates. And I think continuing to play basketball at the professional level will just make me even better heading into next year and will force me to kind of just take on a bigger role. And I'm excited for that.
Mhm. What was your exit interview like with LT and the coaching staff, or some things they really asked you to work on in your Israel?
Mm-hmm. Definitely just continuing to build confidence. I think from the jump and being consistent with that. I think offensively, again, just continuing to increase my percentages, whether that be from the outside. I think 3 point percentage is an area that our whole team kind of struggled with at times and is an area improvement for us. And I think it could hurt us at times in games. So definitely just being a part of that and then improving that and being kind of a threat on a consistent basis uh, throughout the whole season next year will be a big thing for me. And again, just continuing to grow. I think they were pleased with a lot of the growth areas that I came in with the second year, but just continuing to get better and better, and just bringing that in as well as leadership. I think as a point guard, leadership is a big role, and so continuing to use my voice. They were definitely pleased with just kind of my growth in that area, but it can always be better. So.
Mhm. And then one final one for me, Satu is a restricted free agent. How big do you think is going to be for you guys to bring her back and get her to a long-term contract?
Yeah, I mean, definitely just an exciting opportunity just to be able to get Satsu back. Obviously, she had an incredible year, getting most improved, and she was definitely a crucial piece to our success this year. So hopefully, we'll be able to make something happen with that. But obviously, just that would be very exciting to be able to have her back for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, V. Appreciate you.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Miss Dorothy, go ahead.
Hi, oh gosh. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're all good.
No problem.
Okay, hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, doing pretty good, Veronica. I'm not sure if this has already been asked or not, but just off the court, what are your plans? What are your plans for off season? You're gonna go visit family? You're gonna travel? You're gonna play overseas? Just kind of talk about what you plan to do for you off the court.
Yeah, I'll be going over to Israel to play overseas for a majority of this off season, and I think just continuing to grow, kind of have a bigger role over there, and just be have the ball in my hands more. And so I think that'll just help me grow as a point guard, as a scorer, as a leader over there. And so I'm excited. I didn't get the opportunity. Well, I didn't do it last year, so I'm excited. Definitely a little nervous being out of the country for that long, being away from home, but I'm definitely, that was a decision that I thought about and talked about with my family, and that's something that I'm looking forward to do.
And speaking of family, I'm curious as to like maybe what like your sister, your dad, what they had to say about just your season and how they encouraged you and everything, and just their thoughts on your season.
And my family's very supportive in general. Obviously, I think having a lot of athletes in my family, they can kind of understand the ups and the downs of a season, the just kind of toll it can take mentally, physically. It's exhausting, but it's also a blessing to be able to continue to play the sport at the highest level. So just hearing their input, they were very supportive, even just kind of ending the way I did. They were very proud, just kind of taking advantage of whatever opportunity is given to me and just kind of staying ready when my name was called. And so that's kind of the advice I was getting from them over the course of the season, and just really helpful. I'm really thankful for each one of my family members, and each one kind of brings something different to me. And I'm just grateful for all of them.
Thank you.
All right. Christian, what you got for us, sir?
Hey, Veronica, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. After your last performance in game 3, when you almost had a triple-double, I believe, games like that really just encapsulate what you bring to this team, especially in your second season when you were just learning on the fly. The adjustment of going from starting to then going to the reserves. Did you just talk to me through how that process went for you mentally, and your game actually bounced back, and some arguably would say that you played better, the ball in your hands more with the second unit mixed in with some of the starters. Can you just walk me through how that process went for you mid-season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's never the easiest thing, I feel like, to be able to kind of go from starting to coming off the bench. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what your team needs. That's kind of what you're called to do. And so just staying ready, that was the biggest thing. And knowing that at the end of the day, we were winning games kind of in the middle of the stretch, and that's what was working. So that's what we kind of had to go with. And yeah, as you said, I think towards the end of the season, I was just kind of getting back in more of a rhythm, getting my confidence back. And it just felt good to be able to get that opportunity to be able to kind of compete. And as you said, I think in terms of filling up a stat sheet, it may not be all in points, but I think I kind of impact the game in other ways. And whether that be kind of across the board, that's definitely what I try and do. And just find a way to positively impact the game and just find a way to make winning plays. And I think that was I kind of shifted my focus on sometimes it's just easy to overthink, and it's kind of to get caught up in your performance and whether I'm doing this right, whether I'm doing that right. And I just kind of had to reset my mental and just go in the fact of, all right, I'm here for a reason and I can bring something to the table. And so whenever my name is called, just find a way to do that. And I think I was able to do that more so in the last game in the semifinals, and just kind of getting my groove in that. And yeah, just ultimately, I think the WNBA in general, sports in general, is taxing, but I think surrounding yourself with teammates, with people around you that are uplifting you, that are encouraging you, that was the biggest thing for me. And just staying grounded in who I am and my faith, I think that's what ultimately kept me going in this season. And it just allowed me to kind of bounce back and just remind myself of who I am, no matter what, whether I'm starting, whether I'm coming off the bench, whether I'm playing a lot or playing a little. And I think that was huge for me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I got one more for you. You kind of mentioned what I was going to ask you already, as far as things that you do that don't show up in the stat sheet. Coaches spoke so warmly about you all season. with the things that you do as far as not show up on the box score screens, making that extra pass, at least to an assist, really setting up the offense, whether you're scoring or not. Having her and her first year set this kind of culture and foundation so quickly, how does that make you feel, and especially going towards the future with the team?
Yeah, it feels great. I think we talk a lot about just culture in Dallas and the ways that we can continue to grow in that area, because at the end of the day, we know how important it is to being a winning team and to winning championships. And so I think that was a big thing, and just kind of laying that foundation early on and just kind of following along and setting that. And I think that's another area that may not set you see in the stat sheet, but also just using my voice, trying to kind of be a leader and be the calm in the storm when things are kind of going, when we're struggling in a game or something like that. I think just kind of being able to be a steady voice was something that, as a point guard, as a leader, I tried to grow in this area, especially being in my second year. Even though I may be a younger player, I think my teammates are really respectful towards me and just listen to what I have to say. So I think that was a big thing for me, as another way I could impact the game, whether I was playing or not. And so it's huge for us. I think culture and just the foundation of that will just continue to allow us to thrive here in Dallas. And I think we're building something special for sure.
Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate that so much. And, you've been great to talk to all season. And I love that shade of lavender behind you. I think that's lavender, or is it lilac?
It is. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Purple's my favorite color, so I got you.
I'm in my childhood bedroom right now, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, V. Last chance. Any questions for Miss Veronica? All right. Thanks, V. Safe travels.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate you.